What's going on, people? Urson here. We're gonna react to an Aftv video once again. This time, it's of a football fan passionately defending Mikel Arteta. Look, you seem to enjoy these reaction videos. You've been subscribing to the channel. I massively appreciate it. Hit the like button and subscribe for more Arsenal content. Look, the season has been a mess. Out of Arteta's hands, in my opinion. Everyone is quick to blame him. I've defended him many a times. But looking at the fixtures and the results we've had, there's only been 4 games where Arteta has actually let me down. After the draw against Villa, I didn't watch any of these games, like any of these interviews. Like normally I do, but where I was so deflated and the way I was after that game, I just didn't want. I just wanted to dissociate. I blamed the referee on the draw, and the referee might have got the call right, and I just felt stupid. But we're gonna react to this video right here. You're deluded if you don't trust Arteta. Aye, let's see. Hit the like button if you enjoy the reactions.
I feel like our fan base, I don't think Yardman knows the history of Arsenal. You're a certain generation like I am, yeah? Before the Premiership, I remember when Norwich used to be top of the Premiership. Aston Villa used to be top of the West Brom. Like, there was a time where everything was competitive. Then you had the Premiership era, and we had an outstanding manager in Arsene Wenger. We've won, how many? 13 FA Cups? He won 7 of them.
14.
And he won 7 of them, and Arteta won the 8th. We've never been this Real Madrid, Barcelona that these guys have fantasies for. Like, we've never been that club. Do you understand? We've always been competitive. We're a big club, but this realistic. Oh yeah, replace the manager, get Ancelotti like he's going to leave Real Madrid and come and join Arsenal just like that.
Thanks.
I agree with the Irish gentleman down there. It's a project. We have to be patient. Look where it took us. 2 points away from winning the league. We've drawn. We haven't lost. It goes up and down.
It's desperation, though. It's the fact that we're 21 years without a league title. That's the sad thing about it. It's the almost 5 years without a cup. That's the desperation of it all. And we've got a major opportunity to win the league as City have thrown themselves out of it. Yet we're behind Liverpool. We're losing to Newcastle in the cup. Knocked out of the FA Cup by Man United. It's desperate from Arsenal, from our fan base. It's sad. We're a side that could have been 8 points better off with some better refereeing decisions, or if some of our players took our chances. Do you know what I mean? If players weren't injured, if like people are constantly on the manager, where I feel like he's being hard done by. I can't help but feel sorry for Arteta.
Summer. Why didn't we get a striker? Why didn't we?
We are, and it's a project.
So if we strike away from winning the league, why didn't we buy it?
But what Arteta says, we have to get the right fit. Now, we don't know the ins and outs of Arsenal Football Club, the financials. People have tell you that we've got loads of money, and so we don't know.
We know when we go in, we spend a lot of money.
The thing. In the Premiership
No, we
era,
don't. No,
listen,
we don't.
There was Manchester City who have a state that owned them, and they put billions. People say, "Oh, he spent 600, 700 million last 5 years." Why start at 5 years? Why don't we go back 10 years? Why don't we go 15 years when Abramovich came in? Why start the last 5 years? Stricto said it earlier in the season, said it perfectly. It was catch-up money. We caught up. We changed our defense with Kolasinac, Mustafi. I remember we had Scalacci. We had all sorts of players. Do you know what I mean? You look at Arteta's starting 11, like when he took over. I think there's only Saka that's left in there. Do you understand? He's changed not only the culture, he's changed our expectation. The fact that we are frustrated with a draw with Aston Villa, who are a Champions League team. And it is frustrating because we were winning 2-0, yeah? There's no doubt about it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And so, but the league is open, Robbie. The league is not. I think financial player play is bringing teams to Bournemouth. Whooped, absolutely destroyed Newcastle. That could have been another 3 or 4 goals. Do you know what I mean? We lost to Bournemouth. Maybe, obviously a draw is never good, but you have to put things in perspective. Nottingham Forest are flying. There's a lot of teams. Anyone can beat anyone. It never used to be like that.
It's
Maybe
true.
4 years, 5 years ago, it used to be like, City are going to win every single game, Liverpool, like Chelsea, whatever. And the Premiership financial fair play this season is taking its toll and it's equalising teams. Do you understand? We have a young generation that did see the Wenger years. But don't be deluded. Before the Wenger years, we were never winning Premiership every single year. Before George Graham, we weren't winning it every single. We were all right in the FA Cup and stuff. But things were tighter. Now these are the same people that also attack Arsene Wenger and disrespect Arsene Wenger. Have a bit of respect. Have a bit of patience.
As he's going into I actually agree with the majority of things he's saying about us. Like, we hounded our Wenger, we disrespected him, even though he kept us afloat in the Champions League many a times, and we won a couple of FA Cups. And the expectation with us was always to win. We moved to the Emirates to win the league title. That was promised to us by Gazidis. That was promised to us by the ownership. Be excited, we're gonna go in ham. We're gonna try and do things. Yeah, Arteta has taken us as far as he can with the 89-point season last season. The one off the Invincibles. More goals than the Invincibles, in fact. And it hurts. Yet we're not getting closer because we've not spent the adequate money after that. He's fully correct on what the money has been spent. It's catch-up money. £500 million, £700 million from eighth place finishes to second. Whereas Chelsea have spent billions, United have spent billions. They've had a few top four finishes here and there and a couple of trophies, but look at them now, like United now. Chelsea don't even back themselves to win the league title. They chop and change their managers every week. And it's like, perspective is everything in football. And also, fans, we do lack that. Finished second in the Premier League the first time around. 100 million on Rice, 65 million on Havertz, 25 million on Raya, for 30 million on Marino, 40 million on Calafiori. The rest have been near enough loan deals and stuff like that, right? And then 30 million on Timber. In my opinion, how much is that? 300 million pounds? That to me is we need to. We not signed a proper striker, and the striker costs about 100, 150 million if you want the world class caliber. In my opinion, we should have spent 150 million in the summer by getting a striker in, like a Steshko. And we're not done ourselves any of that. So when people use this money about £700 million spent, hold on a minute. £400 million spent to get Arsenal from 8th to 2nd. A title race. Yeah? Then the £200 million spent after that to get Arsenal from losing the league by 6 or 7 points to losing the league by 2 points, right? £70 million spent for Arsenal to be stagnating the way we are this season. Whereas Man City are now spending £150 million on Mamouche, on Kushanov, and those other players to catch up with the mishaps they've had this season. That's all, like, he's spot on with what this guy, what he is saying. I totally agree. And you've got to back Arteta where... And the Premier League is a lot more competitive. I have to deal with that. We have to deal with that. There's only 3 teams that are not Premier League level, and those teams are fighting relegation. They're fighting relegation.
Yeah, we don't want to get just anyone. Exactly that. We don't want to just get. So let's just say. And you asked a really good question on Transfer Daily, and the question was this: would you be happy with a player that, I don't know, for like Johan Wissa, and then we don't buy anyone in the summer?
We didn't sign anyone this time last year in the January transfer window, and we ended up with Marino and Calafiori. A year before that, we signed Trossard and Jorginho. Yeah, we ended up with Rice. We had the money for Rice, £100 million, and we signed Timber and Havertz. Waiting for the summer doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't do enough for us. It doesn't do anything for us. Everyone wants me to be excited about Zubimendi coming in the summer. What acting as if he's gonna score goals right now in this Arsenal team when he's in Spain? No. Sometimes you can't just keep waiting for the right fit. We wanted Mudryk. We ended up with Trossard. Trossard ends up becoming a better signing than Mudryk. Sometimes we have to take the risk. Sometimes we have to go out there and get the Seshko that we wanted. We didn't get him in the summer. So we have to go and get him now and put the money on the line. Even if it means spending an extra 10, 15, 20 million. Or even then, you get a player out and another player gets injured in January. Lo and behold, Kai Havertz gets injured in January. Lo and behold, Martinelli or Trossard or Sterling, and then we're done. So we have to act now because we've got 14 players fit and available. And we did this 2 years ago.
Let's say we won't be able to buy someone as much in the summer.
But Seshko, in that 6-month period, develops under Arsenal, and in the following season, he has that spurt of a 20-goal season in the Premier League. You never know. That 6 months to ease him in under pressure, under the lights of a title race, might just be the best thing for him. We signed Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. When we needed a striker, he grabbed 10 goals in 13 games. He wasn't even that. He was prolific for Dortmund. He was one of their better players. We put the money on the table, wages on the table, got him in. 10 goals in 13 games under Wenger. Wenger leaves. Then under Emery. Lo and behold, top goal scorer award. I take the money, I get Seshko. And then use that money, whatever we've got, come the end of the season, with players that we need to sell, to go out there and get Isak or Gyökeres. Because let's not lie. We don't need one striker, we need two. We need 3 or 4 attacking players. So we have to act now so that we can embed them in. And Trossard may leave in the summer anyways. Although the title just makes it a lot more controversial, I like what he's saying so far. And I can't lie to you, I don't want to just sit there ranting about Arsenal fans like Yardman or League Gunner and just get onto them when they're passionate about their team and they're a bit more pessimistic, whereas I could just react to a guy that's a bit more optimistic and then go from there.
And then it's just the left wing, hopefully Nico Williams, get a top-level striker. We're going to be there. And let me just tell you one thing. We might not just be a great team. We might dominate. We could be dominant if we get the right team with this manager. But you gotta trust the manager. You got to stop the youngsters, especially. Don't be deluded. We're not Real Madrid. We're not Barcelona. We're not the Bayern Munichs. We're not PSG. We've never have been that team. Like, let's be real. We've never been that team. So just be realistic. That's not to say we don't want to compete. We want to win.
We moved to the Emirates to be that team.
Yes.
That's down to the CEOs of Arsenal. That's not down to Arteta. That's down to Kroenke and David Dean when he left. That's down onto him as well for failing to reach those expectations. And we're back to managers in the right way in the transfer market. Like what we've done now since Arteta has come in, we would be alright. Because when you look at Man City, they back Guardiola through and through. They back Klopp through and through.
We moved to the Emirates, we would say we're moving here so that we can compete with the likes of Bayern Munich, right?
So let's go back
So that's why a lot of people standing here are like, yo, we want to be that team. Because we've been suffering for a long time.
Yeah, so
we are suffering. We're desperate.
Being as Abramovich is
but now
we have been unlucky not to have like an Abramovich level of owner that will just put money into the team. We've not been lucky enough to have a full-on country run a football team like PSG and Man City. We've been neglected as a football club by the owners. And the only time we've not been neglected was when Arteta took over. And Emery came in and we spent 70 million on Pepe. But even then, the Super League was happening. And then the Arsenal fans got against the board and the board panicked, trying to ease things. Now we're back to that same thing where we lost the league to Leicester. We had the chance to improve and build on what we did with the Champions League. And we spent fuck all in getting Mustafi, Lucas fucking Perez, right? Rob bollocking Holding and Granit Xhaka. 20, we've not won a league title since moving to the Emirates. That's crazy work from Arsenal.
And where are we? We finished second last season.
Did we? First.
Yeah, but we competed. We're on the right path. Do you know what I mean? We did well in the Champions League. We haven't got that striker, but 700 isn't even enough. Do you understand? Chelsea has spent over $1 billion in the last 5 or 6 years. Am I right? Over $1 billion.
Facts.
Do you know what I mean? This is so. Man City over the years have spent like untold amounts. You know what I mean? Liverpool already had their team when Arteta took over. Like, obviously, Klopp helped it, but they're Champions League winners, they're title winners. Do you know what I mean? We're competing against that. Yes, we need a striker. I'm begging for a striker. If we get Gyökeres, I still feel that we could potentially win it this season and maybe even the Champions League. But I agree with you, and this is the way where the half truths come in. Yardman, yes, talks about a striker. I 100% agree with him on that. But be realistic. Be fair. Be fair to the manager. There's people that are giving him after the North London derby 4 out of 10. Are you feeling all right? Come on.
Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I agree with what this Arsenal fan has come out and said. We need a striker. Arteta needs full backing of the board. The £700 million used against him is not enough compared to the fact that we've only spent £200 million plus since we finished second those years ago. Arteta's used as a scapegoat many times when there's been injuries and the board has been not proactive in the transfer window. Do you know what I mean? And finally, an Arsenal fan that actually defends the manager, that's gone out of the way to defend the manager despite the scrutiny he's faced. You know, Arteta is a man that has actually deserved a lot more wins than we've got. With the right player, with the right striker, we get those wins that we actually deserve. Had the refereeing decisions against Brighton and Man City, Liverpool gone our way, we'd be a lot better off in the league. But had those strikers took those chances in those games and the games against Newcastle and Man United, we would be a lot better off. But we would have been a lot better off had we signed a striker the first minute of the January transfer window. But now we've only got, 14 first-team players fit and available. But blame it all not on everyone else. But yeah, I thought I'd react to this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Finally, Arsenal back in Arteta. But we need a striker now. And I'd rather get a Seshko now than a Gyökeres in the summer. Because that Seshko could end up becoming twice the player that Gyökeres could have been when he joined Arsenal. By having that time. But then we've got to pray he doesn't get injured. So yeah. Credit to Liverpool for doing their thing. You could credit other teams like Newcastle doing well against us. Liverpool doing so well in the league. Credit to them. But we've got to act now. But let me know what you think in the comment section, guys. Hit the like button. Subscribe. In a bit, people. In a bit, I'm out.